this is dkdynamite, and tonight we're going to be talking about DLC 1 for Black Ops 6 Zombies, when to expect the next round-based map, plus even more about where we're going. Definitely stay tuned. But before we jump into that, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below, drop a like, and Detonated proudly presents the Codex. This is a second tool that we've added to the website following the release of Stockpile a few weeks ago. This is a new hub for all Zombies intel, which will keep you in the loop about all things Dark Ether. We're going to be adding in every piece of intel from Cold War, Vanguard, MW3, and now Black Ops 6. Yes, the original storyline will also be added to the Intel Hub in the coming months, but as of right now, you can check out all of the brand new intel that has been discovered within Black Ops 6, available on both desktop and mobile. That's going to be at codex.detonated.com, linked down below in this video's description. But a funny example of some intel that I actually never noticed, which we now have up on the site, is that there was a Blockbuster-like receipt that belonged to Richtofen, and look at some of those sus films that he had rented and actually is overdue on some payments for. That again is an example of just some of the crazy intel you guys may miss while playing BO6. But we're just a couple of days away from the reveal of Season 1 of BO6, which is honestly shocking to me since the game just came out a little over a week ago. Now, as they confirmed in the recent Road to Season 1 blog post, we're going to be seeing a new terrifying round-based experience in Season. So thinking about that wording, right? In Season typically means sometime after the start of a brand new season, or on some occasions Reloaded. So Reloaded for Season 1 should be around December the 12th. If they're going to time when a mid-season happens, similar to what we saw in Modern Warfare, that would be around 5 weeks after the start of the season. So that'll be roughly when we end up getting Reloaded. I wouldn't assume that they would drop anything for mid-season after that point, since devs of course will be going on a holiday break for Christmas and even New Year's. Now we also have to remember that Kevin Drew himself did confirm in a recent episode of the COD Pod that the next round-based map after the launch of BO6 would be releasing before the end of the year. If it wasn't for that confirmation, I would have assumed that the rumored update 1.75 would have been when we ended up getting the next round-based map, but that's an update that's likely for January, right after devs get back from holiday break and before the reveal of Season 2, right? Semtex Leaks over on Twitter did report that apparently we're going to be seeing 3 major updates throughout Season 1, but again, none of that is confirmed and is currently just a rumor. Now, as far as where we're going in DLC 1, let's break that down piece by piece. So the first big hints towards DLC 1 do derive from where the Terminus crew are headed after the events of the main Easter egg, and as far as what their goals are, that's also what we're going to be breaking down here, because typically what we see in a round-based map, at least in most Black Ops games, is you end up getting some clues sprinkled throughout the intel or through ciphers or even through an ending cutscene, which does give us a clue as to where our crew is going to be going next. We know from the Terminus ending cutscene that they're going to be going to Avalon in search of the Sentinel artifact, yes, from the Chaos story, and Sam does warn everybody that the French syndicate was also sent to Avalon with the same goal under orders from Richtofen though. She does say that their enforcer, the mob's enforcer, Sergei Ravenov, has kidnapped Gabriel Kraft to interrogate him. Now this is our first clue towards what's going to be going on in DLC 1, as it's going to have our main crew that we just played as in Terminus going to a location within Avalon. Now I do have a separate story-focused video also brought to you by the Detonated Codex that's going to be dropping in the next couple of days or whatnot, talking a little bit more about just where the Dark Ether storyline is going and the big connections to Chaos. That's going to be covered again separately at some point later this week. But something I wanted to point out real quick is in regards to Avalon. This is a very important locale that we did explore a little bit of in the campaign. It's also a big question mark if any of the Avalon we did see in campaign is going to be utilized in DLC 1 for Zombies. That's a big question mark, but Treyarch is really leaning in a lot on the idea that Avalon is a very important locale for campaign. It's even teased at the end of the single player that we're going to be going there with the rogue Black Ops agents, or I guess now they're not rogue anymore, but they're going to be going to Avalon next to investigate the Cradle a little bit more and also what's going on with Pantheon. So it's kind of funny how they were kind of leaning towards the fact Avalon is supposed to be the next big Warzone map, but the rumor right now is that we're not going to be seeing this map in Warzone until next year, the Season 1 integration of another Black Ops game entirely. We know Area 99 is coming to Warzone with Season 1 instead. Now I think it probably also would have made sense, not to go off on a tangent, that Avalon could have been a big BR map that releases at some point in Season 3, similar to when Verdansk 84 came out halfway through Cold War's life cycle, but as of now it looks like Verdansk is supposed to be the map that does release to celebrate the 5-year anniversary of Warzone. Now I'm also going to add this in for fun because some folks out there have gone out of bounds in certain multiplayer maps that take place in Avalon, and they've gotten a full overhead view of the big Warzone space. A lot of POIs have already been named. Again, this isn't the final list of POIs, but could the keep that we're going to be seeing in Zombies be the POI that maybe is towards the bottom right, known as Fortress? Maybe we'll end up seeing the keep within this Warzone map about a year from now, but also leave your best bets down below where you think the keep could be located if it is indeed within this specific TAC map. Now don't forget, you can use code DYNAMITE to save 10% off any order over at Control Freak, including for the brand new Black Ops 6 Edition thumbsticks, which do come with an in-game charm. The code is in the packaging, and you'll also get a collector's coin for every purchase made through their site. But I also partner with SteelSeries, who just came out with the Mr. Peaks booster pack for their Arctis Nova headset. They also came out with a Monkey Bomb mousepad and even more. You can also use code DYNAMITE to save upwards of 12% off your order. But apart from that, and most importantly, when you do a closer inspection of the files on the PC that you can see in the ending cutscene, you could see Avalon, French_Syndicate, Scent_Artifact, you know that means Sentinel Artifact. You see files for Ravenov, Kraft, Richtofen, Franco, and even something called The Keep, as well as Untitled. All of these seem to relate to the same topic that I just mentioned a little bit earlier, and all relate to where we're going to be going in DLC 1. So, as you can see there, it mentions Richtofen's research of the Sentinel artifact within Avalon. There's one thing that sticks out like a sore thumb though, and that's what sounds like a location, and that is The Keep. Now, The Keep may sound familiar to you because other content creators over the last couple of weeks have been reporting on what was reportedly leaked names of upcoming maps from a Steam database leak. And The Keep was actually one of those map names that did not fit a known multiplayer location, at least at the time, and it's been speculated to be something for zombies. And what do you know, The Keep is being referenced here on this PC within the Terminus ending cutscene. So could this in fact be our next stop throughout the Black Ops 6 zombie story? Now, this honestly makes sense, at least to me, if The Keep is the location, and I guess that's going to be just a locale within Avalon, since everything else contained in this bunch of files is also probably at The Keep. Now, we also have Ravenov seemingly about to make his debut in Black Ops 6 through DLC 1. We hear from Sam on Terminus that he's working for the French Syndicate, which does call back to him mentioning his time as a mob enforcer within some Modern Warfare 3 Zombies intel, which again, you can also find over on Codex. He was likely referring to his time with the French Syndicate, but the question for Ravenov becomes, is he a friend or foe to us? In his time in MW3 Zombies, he at least acts to Ava as though he tried to help Requiem, so will he help us take on Franco, or will we have to work against him in The Keep and start working together afterwards, right? That's a big question mark. But speaking of Franco, we do have some idea of how his arc is gonna go as well. Maya's Easter egg dialogue, as well as a few intel pieces, do refer to her and her brother Nathan's history with Franco. To sum it up for those that are unfamiliar, Nathan and Maya are smugglers. Eventually, Nathan ends up working with Franco to help smuggle migrants across borders. Franco ends up taking some of their people, slowly and surely. A few people go missing each time they make a trip, and eventually Nathan finds out, and Franco sells him out to Dr. Modi, which is how he ends up at Terminus and gets experimented on. This is why when Maya mentions revenge in the mid-game cutscene, she names Franco specifically, so we will likely see Franco and Maya meet and go head-to-head at some point as she attempts to get revenge for her brother while Requiem try and stop him to save Gabriel Kraft. Now, Gabriel Kraft is also a character we saw in the Vanguard zombie story. I know it's crazy how everything's kind of coming full circle right now with the Dark Ether storyline. This is again why it's important to have a very objective and useful resource like the Codex to keep you guys in the loop with all the Dark Ether facts that you guys maybe forgot about or didn't know at all. Now, what I also want to mention, aside from The Keep, or what could be the locale within Avalon that we're going to, is that Season 1 of Black Ops 6 Zombies will likely also bring forth plenty of other exciting updates to the mode itself. So if we have to wait a good, month and a half to see the release of DLC 1, there still could be several other Zombies updates in the meantime. So first off, we'll start with Directed Mode, a promised experience for both Liberty Falls and Terminus, eventually all other round-based maps to follow, where players in solo or co-op are guided through every single main quest step before round 15. So this is going to be an important way for folks out there to really get familiar with the narrative, with the Easter egg, before they maybe want to attempt a quest for themselves outside of the Directed Mode. So we'll end up seeing that. I think closer to December, we'll probably also end up getting a new Christmas update, a Jingle Hells type LTM for round-based, and as they promised on the COD Pod recently, we're going to be seeing more challenge support for Black Ops 6 Zombies, right? Because you guys are probably aware there were a couple of instances throughout Cold War, Vanguard, and Modern Warfare 3 where a new challenge event just didn't let you complete the event while playing zombies. You were limited to either multiplayer or Warzone. Wouldn't be surprised if other LTMs like Cranked also make their way back into Black Ops 6. And on top of that, also expect brand new augment upgrades and even a new set of gobblegums, including shopping free, which could end up dropping as soon as maybe the beginning or closer to the middle of Season 1. But that is about it. This has been dkdynamite. Leave our thoughts down below in the comment section. What are your thoughts on everything you know so far about DLC 1, which could be the keep for Black Ops 6 Zombies? How are you feeling about the idea of going to Avalon, which seems like a very important location for Black Ops 6 overall? And again, if anything new is discovered when it comes to where we're going next, I'll be keeping you guys in the loop here on the channel and over on Detonated. Really hope you've enjoyed, and peace out, everybody.